Howdy, it's Jim Arado, and this is late September 2024. We're in Seattle, Washington. We're at Pike Place Market, and while we were here, I bet we spent a good half day just roaming around Pike Place Market. It is so legendary, and it was very special. I mean, it's layered, it's cavernous, and it's just kind of crazy. I guess we'll start off with what we're looking at. We're near the gum wall, and I really hate to even bring that up because I have certain phobias, and people putting stuff that's been in their mouth into public places, it kind of messes with me. But there it is, and it's famous, and people literally have wedding pictures taken there. I think a couple of proposals happened while we were here. We heard people cheering and people walking away. We did go down here, though, because they have Ghost Alley Espresso, coffee place I heard about, and I wanted to check it out. And they did have good coffee, by the way. We had some coffee, and they've got they had cool stickers and pins and stuff. Definitely wanted to stop by there and grab some coffee. And it's near the gum wall too. And then, of course, there's kind of a little area where you walk down, and there was some great art that you saw a moment ago, and I was really impressed with that. But yeah, Ghost Alley Espresso, we liked that place a lot. Good coffee. Skip the more mainstream places and go there. But check out this crazy art on the kind of ramp area leading down. This was impressive. If I'm sure I can probably look it up. If you know who did this artwork, let me know. I just was really impressed with it. Thought it was really interesting, and kind of some crazy stuff. Lots of zombified politicians, and I mean, if they were selling some of these prints, I might have had to have bought some. Speaking of which, we were here in 2006. 2006 was my last time in Seattle, and I remember there was a great Native American artist that I bought some prints from. Strongbow, I think, was his last name. I've still got a couple of his prints up in my office, and I was hoping to see him again. I have no idea what became of him, but he was not there on this day. And we're kind of on the upper main level looking down towards where we just were. There's an information kiosk right there, and they were very helpful. Of course, there's the famous pig. Lots of people stopping by to get their picture with that pig. And we'll stop by there again. I'm sure we'll see him again a time or two before this video's over. But yeah, so we just kind of walked around, and I'll let this video be just kind of what we did on this particular day. We did go by the first Starbucks, and that was pretty cool. And a local recommended Three Girls Bakery to us, and it was really good. They had good prices, and we really enjoyed what we had. It was very filling. I'd say this might be one of the more economic and delicious places to eat at Pike Place. But we stopped there and got a couple of things, and just a neat little place to stop, as are all of the shops and vendors here at Pike Place. But they had a nice selection, and you could tell that they were doing something unique and interesting and affordable. And we went on. There is a cheese place we stopped at too that was really nice, and we liked what they were doing. Definitely took some pictures of their contact info. I might have to order some stuff from them. Just another unique business right there at Pike Place Market. Doing a good business too, and they had most places had like little lunch things you could buy too, so you could go around and sample food. Pike Place is a great place to take some extra money and just kind of munch here and there as you feel the need. Yeah, Beecher's. That place was Beecher's, and we really liked what they were doing. And of course, here's the main upper level. And like I said, the place just kind of goes on, and there's some stairways that take you under the market. Man, there's got to be at least 3 or 4 stories that go underneath where we're at now, and it just seems like Pike Place goes on forever, and you keep going further down or further away. And there's the line to get into Starbucks. Of course, it is considered Starbucks number 1 the first location. It has moved, but that's considered to be the first Starbucks. And when we were there in 2006, we went in and got a coffee. Oh yeah, people stopping to get their pictures in front of Starbucks number one. But yeah, we stopped here and got a coffee back in 2006. With that line, I had no desire to stop back in again. I probably would have. I do like Starbucks. If the line wasn't so long, I probably would have done it just to do it. But yeah, there's actually a different pig in another area, and if you go to the back of the market, great views looking out here. Check that out. I was impressed with some of those murals down there, and then of course you get all this. You get the pier, and of course there is the big Ferris wheel. We would ride that, and I'll put up another video separately. It was very thrilling. It was very nice. I think it was $20 a person to ride. They had a VIP ticket that I think was $50. We were not impressed with what they offered for $50 though, so we passed on the VIP ticket. And yeah, it's just more uniqueness around Pike Place. Of course, famous for the fish, and this wasn't the famous flying fish area. But you can see there's lots of fresh seafood here. We would see the guys throwing the fish around in a little bit. And that is definitely something you want to see when you're at Pike Place. But there are other people selling seafood too. We did notice there were some people giving out samples of food here and there too, so that was a plus. And again, you can kind of see the layering that I was talking about. Upstairs, downstairs, more downstairs. Lots of people walking around enjoying Pike Place. Lots of people buying stuff. Very impressed with the variety. And of course we were there fairly early, and the place did get more crowded as the day went on. And here's the guys that throw the fish.
And one more, and one more. Yeah! Jack, hey,
yeah, there you go. There's some flying fish for you. And I think later on in this video my wife took a video, I took a video. I'll include the alternate video of that same scene before this video's over for you to check out. But yeah, definitely something you wanna say you saw them throwing the fish around when you're at Pike Place. And they had some little souvenirs you could buy. I bought a patch and some stickers. They even had free stickers for the kids. Very iconic. Yeah, and the flowers. I was reading in a book that Pike Place has some of the most beautiful fresh flowers. And that was not a joke. Check that out. We took some pictures. This was stunning. The flowers were really something special. And yeah, if you lived in the area, I'm not a fresh flower person, but I would be tempted to buy them often, just because look at them. I mean, how perfect is that? Yeah, I don't even know what to say, but it stopped. We stopped. I mean, you had to stop and admire them. They were just over the top. But yeah, we were impressed. And there was some more little pastry items, cookies, pies, things like that. We did not get any from that place, but they looked great. I know as we roamed around, I mentioned we were here almost 20 years ago in 2006. I recognized several shops we had been into before, and that was kind of cool. I'd kind of forgotten about them, and then all of a sudden I remembered. Oh, and check out this guy. Oh, and by the way, here is kind of a different angle of the fish, flying fish video from earlier. But how about that? That was a guy wearing a cat mask playing an accordion. And I would buy tickets to that if that were a touring act. My audio was off. Sorry about that. I'm using a new camera. My normal camera took a nosedive, and I bought a new one. So that's what I've been using. I'm not 100% happy with it. I might be in the market for a new camera again soon. So some of these videos are from a new camera. Some of them are cell phone. But yeah, this is what we saw at Pike Place. Again, the flying fish and a guy wearing a cat mask playing an accordion, which to me is yeah, I totally think that is cool. And of course the fish. People are standing around to see the fish. The guy kind of playing around right now. He was very animated, very joking, and it is a spectacle, and people are there to see it. You will see tour groups. There are actually groups. They have stickers on their chests, and they are touring it with a professional tour guide. I wish I would have had time to do that. Actually, that would have been fun, just to learn some more of the history and find out a little more. And again, we went out back at a different angle, got to see the giant wheel there, and a very nice garden too, by the way. We stopped by here, and again, I remembered being in this area back in 2006. Oh, and I did want to mention, I did read a book about Pike Place Market. It was Seattle's Market Ghost Stories by Mercedes Yeager. I think it came out 15 or so years ago, and has some interesting stories and ghost stories. She has a website in there. It's no longer there, and it looks like she used to do ghost tours through the market. I could not find any information about that at this time, though, so I'm going to assume maybe she's retired from that. And again, just a whole nother section of the market. Very cool Sasquatch statue. Love that sort of thing. Yeah, and I think I did not quite have enough juice in my camera. I should have carried an extra battery. But yeah, I'll end this video, the last couple minutes, with just some pictures. Again, going further down into the maze of Pike Place Market. More shops as you go further down, and it was just fun exploring this. I need to try to hunt down and see if there's an actual map of Pike Place Market, because there's so much to explore. And pretty much whatever you're into, you're going to find something. There was a magic shop down here. There was also a collector shop. I have a collection of some presidential items that I've picked up here and there. And there was a place that had presidential buttons. So, I mean, pretty much whatever you're into, you're going to find it here at Pike Place Market. And of course, Seattle is just such a great town. We did stroll by elsewhere in Seattle, a bookstore. I do have a nice book collection. The employees were out front smoking, though, and they had the door open, and it made the whole bookstore smell like smoke. If you're going to have a bookstore, I buy and sell books myself, and if a book has smoke on it, you avoid it like the plague. Really cool sculpture there a moment ago. It looked like there was a guy walking on the side of the wall, very Escher-ish. And there was another guy who'd made these great cigar box guitars. I thought these were really interesting and cool to look at. Also wanted to mention Heaven's Gate. Everybody knows the Heaven's Gate cult story. They were in the area at one point, and it looks like back in the mid-'80s, they paid to have a tile with their name on it, so I had to hunt that down. Anyway, Pike Place Market. Thought you might enjoy that video. Let me know what you think of Pike Place Market.